It's your boy Big Boy John 25. And I'm gonna do my AEW Dynamite review on highlights. You guys do hit that like button and hit that red button. Let's get started. AEW was a decent show. It was just a decent show. But All Elite Wrestling returns to the airwaves tonight for this week's installment of the Wednesday Night Wars as AEW Dynamite kicks off at 8/7 Central. This week's edition of the show is scheduled to feature the quarterfinals of the tournament to crown the first ever TNT World Champion. What is a TNT World Champion? That sounds awful. That just got awful. Alright, Jake Roberts kick off the show. I love this. This is the best promo of the night. This promo was great. This week's show kick off with Jake Roberts walking into the dark, empty room with a chair. Say, "Hey, TikTok." As he takes a seat and begin cutting his promo as Sadik and Orman's music plays while he talks. He goes on to list dangerous activities such as jumping out in an airplane without a parachute before comparing those activities to the experience of getting in the ring with Lance Archer. Lance Archer is a beast in the ring. That's all I gotta say. He is a giant beast in the ring. Jake goes on to point to last week's in-ring debut for Archer, where the manhandled Marco Stunt as the transitions into a speculative rant about how Cody might lose to Shawn Spears in a quarterfinal TNT Championship tournament that kicks off tonight. Tony Schiavone and Chris Jericho welcomes us. From there, we hear Tony Schiavone welcomes us to the show. He introduced his special guest on announcer for tonight's, the former lead champion of AEW, the leader of the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho. Lance Archer versus Alan Angels. This match was brutal. After that, the Murder Hawk monster Lance Archer immediately begins making his way to the ring. His opponent, who Tony and Chris refers to as Alan Angels, is already in the ring. The bells sound and here we go. Instantly, Archer starts taking it to his smaller foe, dominating him for the opening bell. The match is nothing more than a showcase performance / squash match for Archer to shine, and that's just what he does. That's what he did. When all was said and done, Archer finished Angel with ease after taking him out with his impressive finisher, the Blackout. The winner of the match, Lance Archer. This match was under 2 minutes, but this match was under 2 minutes. Dr. Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida. This match was good. This match was fantastic. Now Dr. Britt Baker starts making her way out as the fast pace of this week's show continues. Jericho has some fun with Siobhan and his history on AEW Dynamite over the past several weeks with Britt Baker. Baker gives him more TV time than has had in ages. Baker's opponent is now out. Hikaru Shida. We have the number 4 and number 1 contender in the current official rankings for AEW Women's Division. The bells sound and these two start going at it. Jericho continues having fun on commentator, all through only in quick spots to add humor. He and Siobhan just had some fun proving they are die-hard fans of the rock band Kiss. Meanwhile, Baker is established complete control of the offense in this one. She posed lying on the mat at Austin Gunn, who is among those in the peanut gallery type audience sitting in the stands near ringside for the show. While the family is in control, while the formerly in control of the offense, Baker continues to gloat and showboat, which leads her to a full conversation with Tony Schiavone, with Jericho shouting at her to watch her somehow not hearing him. This leads to Shida blasting Baker with the high spot and taking over control of the bout. The action spills out to the ring where Shida remains in control. On that note, we head to a mid-match commercial. We return from the break and we see Baker stuck in a tight submission from Shida. Baker struggles to eventually makes her way to the ropes to break the hold and keep her chance in the match alive. Baker fights her way back into the bout, blasting Shida with a double arm butterfly suplex before going to the mandible claw on Shida. Unfortunately for Dr. Britt Baker, DDS Shida managed to escape. Chris Jericho puts over this match for the second time, praising the effort of Baker and Shida. Jericho now calls a kick into the kidney spot in the match, bringing up that we have seen top wrestlers get knocked out with kidney shots before. Anyone remembers Oster Overeem versus Brock Lesnar? Now Baker's nose is pouring blood like a faucet. Baker throws a wicked kick to the face of Shida as she continues to fight, despite her face slowly becomes a crimson mask. Shida tries suplexing Baker in the ring from the opposite side of the ring, but Baker blocks it and heads to the top rope. Shida goes up as well as now. Shida has Baker across her back like a Samoan drop position, but instead she jumps off the ropes backwards through Baker's body up, which crashes down and smashes into the top turbo in awkward fashion. Shida follows up with a running flying knee to blast to the busted face of Baker. 1, 2, 3. Great match from these two. The winner of the match, Hikaru Shida. Backstage with Kenny Omega and Maka Nakazawa. We head backstage after the women's bout and we see Kenny Omega hanging out with Michael Nakazawa. Omega talks about the two being good friends from their DDT days. Omega talks about seeing the lineup for tonight and how they are teaming up against the best friends, but told Nakazawa that they need a name. Nakazawa suggests they be called the best friends. He tries explaining that the name of the team they are facing is the best friends. Nakazawa says, but we really are best friends, and brings up Omega being the executive vice president, EVP at AEW, and can't change their name if he wants. With that said, Orange Cassidy walks in and open a door, revealing the fact that Trent and Chuck were behind a wall listening to Omega and Nakazawa. They eventually agreed that whoever wins their match tonight will earn the rights to the Best Friends tag team name, and we head to commercial break. John Moxley / Jake Hager video package. We return from the break and we are treated to a countdown to the UFC or HBO boxing 24/7 rest in peace HOB boxing style video that looks at Moxley and Jake Hager training and preparing for their no holds barred showdown for the AEW World Champion on next week's AEW Dynamite. A veteran from season 1 of UFC's The Ultimate Fighter reality show, Josh Rafferty is featured as one of the talking heads interview for the video package. Hager mentions not only wanted to beat Moxley to win the AEW title, but after he does that, he's going to go to Bellator title. Tony Schiavone runs down some of the matches still to come and tells us to hang in there as they go back to another commercial break. Omega and Nakazawa versus Best Friends appears to be up next. Kenny Omega, Michael Nakazawa versus Best Friends versus Orange Cassidy. This tag team match was god awful. We return from the break and after a lengthy video package focusing on Cody never being able to challenge for the AEW World Champion, but now he can't challenge for the TNT Champion. That still got awful. Who comes up with that? But anyway, he talks about TNT wanted to get involved in wrestling and wanted their own title. Now we see the ring entrance from our next bout, which is the advertiser is in the AEW Tag Team division which currently features Heyman, Adam Page, and Kenny Omega as the champions. Omega would team with his former DDT tag partner Nakawa in this unique stipulation match. As noted, the Best Friends tag team name is on the line. The team of Omega and Nakazawa are out, as are Chuck and Trent. Sean Spears yells from the peanut gallery type crowd / audience in front row and to Nakazawa to impress him. Nothing. He is still looking for a tag team partner. Early on, Omega handles things for his team. After dominating the action for a couple minutes, he tags in Nakazawa. One of the Best Friends try chopping him, but Nakazawa puts on some baby oil on his chest, and chop slides right off and having no effect on him. Enough with the baby oil by Nakazawa. That's just ridiculous. Putting on baby oil during the match. That's ridiculous. Nakazawa tags back out, and now he and Omega are doing their old double teaming spot in the ring. Ronnie Garvin stomps over and over again. Now all four guys are in the ring. This one is turning into a chaotic scene, with two of them spilling out to the floor. On what note, we head to a mid-match commercial. We return from the break, and the pace of intensity picks up. When all was said and done, it was Chuck and Trent hitting their double team finisher on Nakazawa to score the pin and keep the name. After the match, Sean Spears reacts smugly impressed after Nakazawa took the pin. Regardless, inside the ring, Omega, Nakazawa, Trent, and Chuck all back into the corner of the ring, while freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy remains in the center of the ring. They all close in and have a big group hug to the end of the segment. Excellent match. This was a terrible match. Terrible tag team match. The Exile One, Brody Lee talks to the Dark Order Minions. I love this promo. I really have fun watching this promo. We shoot to another heavily produced pre-taped video segment. Once again, this is almost like a heavily edited scene from the television series. Lee talks about the guys needed to be ready to make sacrifices. Lee takes one of the guys into the building as we head back to commercial. Dr. Britt Baker upset about busted nose. We return from the break, and after a video package focuses on some of the AEW charitable effort airs, we shoot to backstage interview with an upset Britt Baker. Baker calls Sheeta the dirtiest wrestler she ever been in the ring with. She tells us to look at her nose / face. She complains some more before talking about Sheeta being lucky she didn't touch Baker's teeth. She then quickly noted that even if she did, she's a dentist and she can fix them. She can fix them herself. That ends this interview. Another UFC style countdown video package for Moxley and Jake Hager. We shoot another video package hyping next week's No Hold Barred match for the AEW World Championship between the current title holder Jon Moxley and the muscle of the Inner Circle crossover athletic from Baltimore MMA Jake Hager. This video features Hager and his wife talking about how dangerous he is and how dedicated he is to his craft. Moxley talks about being on edge and capable of anything. Hager promised he is going to hit Moxley harder than we have ever seen anyone get hit before. Moxley closed the video package by saying, "I'm going to, you up." Moxley defends his AEW World Champion for the first time when he meets undefeated AEW star and Baltimore MMA heavyweight contender Jake Hager in the empty arena. No holds barred match on next week's edition of AEW Dynamite. After this video package, we head back to another commercial break. Broken Matt Hardy with Broken Brilliant issues Elite Deletion Challenge. This promo of Matt Hardy was excellent. This was excellent, brilliant. Broken Man Hardy was quite an attempt at a sentiment and demanding promo appears in a pre-taped, heavily pre-recorded video package where Hardy mocks Jericho for wearing leather pants in a tub that is hot. He takes some digs at other wrestlers before reference that Jericho in the Inner Circle attacked his friends. Now he calls the Now he calls the Vanguard. I had a botch there. Let me start. Now he calls for a Vanguard and on command, that drone flies up to Hardy. He has a quick combo with the drone about garbage flies, and then repeats the word delete, delete, delete over and over. Finally, Hardy wraps up his pre-tape video package segment by allegedly issuing a challenge for a showdown at AEW compound for elite deletion. This promo was excellent, Hardy. It was excellent. I like it. The Exile run Brody Lee versus Lee Johnson. This match didn't even take that long. After the audio video package, we head back inside the empty arena where the Exile one of the Dark Order, Brody Lee, begins making his entrance. Siobhan and Jericho put over Lee as a monster, and Jericho doubts the fact that no one expected Lee as the Exile one, instead thinking it was Matt Hardy. Raven or the bell sounds, and here we go. Brody Lee will be going 1-1 against Lee Johnson. Lee goes right after his smaller opposition, squashing him like a bug in a match that lasted all of a minute or two. The best easy victory for the Exile one. After the match, we head right back to another commercial break. The winner of the match, the Exile won, Brody Lee. The TNT Champion Tournament quarterfinals: Shawn Spears versus Cody Rhodes. When we return from the break to look and break down from Tony Schiavone of the first ever TNT Championship Tournament, Tony Schiavone runs down each side of the brackets, describing each of the four quarterfinal matches currently featured. From there, Tony Schiavone introduced us to a pay-per-view style pre-match video package explaining the full history of the Shawn Spears / Cody rival. After the video package, we head inside the arena where the chairman of AEW, Shawn Spears, makes his way to the ring. Jericho puts him over on commentary not only for his talent, but because he has the wisdom of the legendary Tall Bulger on his side. Out next is Shawn Spears. Opponent for tonight is the longtime rival, the American Nightmare Cody, who makes his way out to the ring accompanied by Brandy Rhodes. He finally makes it to the ring. The bell sound, and our first TNT Championship Tournament quarterfinal match is now officially underway. R.B. Edwards will serve as the official of this contest. The action in favor of Cody were in the early goings. However, it doesn't take long before Spears takes things. The action ends up on the floor with Billy Gunn, who is among those seated in the peanut gallery type audience in the crowd near ringside, get physically involved by sneaking an unexplained deep shot that promoted Jericho to talk smack about him on commentary. We're back in the ring right now with Cody fighting and getting the offense while Spears no longer has the ability to remain on cruise control. Cruise control now that the contest is getting more even. On that note, we head to a match commercial. We're back from the break, and Jericho cheers on Spears, who he points out is a fellow Canadian wrestler like himself, as the chair of AEW is back to enjoy a comfortable offensive lead. Spears gets some more praise from the leader of the Inner Circle after finding a unique way to utilize the steel guardrail surrounding the crowd as a weapon. A big suplex leads to Cody's ankle / shield smashing awkwardly on the rail, which is followed up by a lengthy short story told by Jericho on commentary about the legitimacy of ankle injuries in wrestling and how deceptively painful and serious as they can be. Siobhan tries taking us to another commercial break. However, Jericho keeps talking, and the action returns to the ring between Cody and Spears. Cody is starting to fight back in this contest. He's starting to establish his first offensive lead in several minutes. Cody is starting to take over now, which is evident by his change in energy and confirmed when he takes his weight belt off and looks to turn up the intensity. As Spears shows signs of life, slowly Cody's climb back down, but not fully taken back over control either. Now Siobhan tries again to lead us to commercial break. This time we do head to break. We're back and Spears is taking it to Cody as he looks to bring a take in the mix. Jericho complains on commentary, saying he knows RB Everest is allowing playoff rule as no one wants to see anyone gets disqualified in the historic tournament, but the amount of weapon used in this match should be not allowed. Jericho and Cody and Spears fights away from the table and up the entrance ramp. They trade punches as they brought back to ringside in the ring. Spears appeared to be taking a pad off the top turnbuckle, but Brandy hops on the apron to provide a distraction. However, Cody comes over and ends up turning around and being hosted up and thrown out of the ring and crashing through a table from a release death body driver move from inside. That was a brutal spot that Cody got. Cody's back went through the table. That was a brutal spot. RB Everest goes to check on Cody and is treating it like he may be injured. We see several replays of the spot has finally right before the count of 10. Cody makes it back into the ring. Spears immediately tries getting Cody with his C4 finisher. However, Cody escapes and ends up blasting Spears with his crossroad finisher. He ends up finishing him off, however, seconds later by slapping the figure 4 leg lock on him and eventually pinning him while in the hole. Unique way to win. But regardless, the American Nightmare will advance to the semifinals, where he faced off against the winner of the remaining quarterfinal tournament bout left on his side of the bracket between Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara. That does it for this week's show, as the broadcast ends with another look at the updated TNT Championship tournament brackets. The winner in advancing to the TNT Championship tournament finals is Cody. This AEW was just straight up decent. It was just a decent show. But it wasn't the best, but there are only 3 promos that I liked. Jake the Snake Roberts, Matt Hardy, and Brody Lee. And I know DM and DJ Storm and your boy Chris is going to agree with me. So anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Dynamite review and highlights, drop a like on this video, share the video. My Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok will be down below in the description. You guys have a great night. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Big Boy John 25. See you guys later.